All right. Yo, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in on the Just Hustle podcast. Got someone special in the studio today, a close friend, someone who's motivated me and very impressed with what he does out there. I've been watching his hustle for a while. Marco, welcome to the show.
Thanks, brother.
How you been? Good?
I've been good, man.
What's happening out there?
Just hustling, huh?
That's it. I like it. It's good. This is advertising.
Just doing my thing, building a family.
Yeah, I've been watching that, man. It's going good.
It's been good. It's probably been the most rewarding thing so far. Am I close to this, or I got to bring it a bit closer?
Oh, go a bit closer. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah. It works good. Everything's good, man.
I've seen you've had a bit of time off. You sort of getting ready for that next step.
Yeah, I got another baby on the way in 2 weeks' time, and I thought, wanted to get the family right, so I took 8 weeks off.
Nice.
Built a house, and then, as I do, turned it into a business, and now I'm building like 6 houses.
I've seen that.
The carpenter that was working for me, I fucking hired him full time now. He's been with me for the last 12 weeks.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
And we turned it into another little business, but it's been good, man.
But that sort of fits in with what you do anyway, like sort of day to day, because
construction's in my blood, sort of thing.
Well, that's it. That's it's a big reason why I wanted to have you on the show, and we put the invite out there. Because, man, like, bro, I love your hustle, man. You're doing a lot of things that I actually have an interest in, property and construction. So watching what you do out there, it's been impressive. And, man, I sort of, we've had some chats over the last few years about your hustle and where you come from. And
in Lebanon at that Babel restaurant.
Yeah, that's right. That was the first time we actually met on the other side of the world. Yeah. Wow.
You elevated me in that meeting that I was in. You're like, hey, you're Marco Fabrizio. All these people are like, you're in fucking Lebanon, even the Lebos know you.
I know, man. You're the only Italian in the restaurant.
Top place. I love that.
Because your wife's Lebanese.
Yeah, she's Lebanese.
Yeah, very nice, man. But man, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on, man. Because I love what you're doing out there, and you're doing some things for a young guy that a lot of young guys don't actually get out there and do. You're getting involved in some really big deals. Yeah. The numbers are impressive, and you've done something which I find a lot of people do a lot later in their career. You've gone vertical very early. A lot of people start off in construction. You have to make a bit of money, and then as you make money, you might buy your first development site, and then from there you want to cash out of that, get into another one, and you sort of take stepping stones. You've gone vertical very, very early. You've gone from, and correct me if I'm wrong, the construction, the funding side of things to developing towers.
Yeah.
You got some towers going on out there, and, that's sort of diversified into other things now. You've got your investment management company.
Yep. Got a portfolio of companies.
I know bits and pieces, but for someone who doesn't know what you're dabbling in, what are you dabbling in?
Essentially, man, it started off about 7 years ago. I was, we'll peel it back. Started when I was about 18 years old. Concreter, steel fixer, form worker.
Really?
Worked on site every single day. That's all I knew. I didn't really ever think about money. I just thought about going to work every day and then hit the gym in the night. That's what my life was.
Yep.
Then I just happened to be working for a building company for those 7 years of my life up until when I was about 24 years old.
Yep.
And they used to build apartments. So I started as a concreter, but then they put me on the crane, and then they put me as a labourer one day. And then as a crane driver, you're picking up every single material that goes into a building site. And I learnt quick. Now I own a crane company, funny enough. But I ended up meeting a Chinese guy. He came in from Shanghai. The family that I was working for, they were building for this billionaire, and they were doing a bit of a boutique high-end apartments in Manly down on the water.
Yep.
And every time this dude would roll up on site.
Nice car?
Yeah, just a Porsche 911. It's pretty nice, yeah. He would rock up with his business partner and his investment committee. They'd walk on the site, and I was 23, 24 years old, and I was just hustling my ass off. Whenever he would see me, I would make sure, because I knew everyone else was fucking snoozing on site. One guy's sitting on a milk crate, another bloke's playing solitaire on his fucking phone. Now's my time to hustle even harder, even though I would always hustle because it's just what I used to do.
Yep.
I just wanted to get my work done and go fucking home or go to the gym. And he hit me up one day. He's like, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You should be wearing a suit. Do you want to come work for me? Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, no problem. At the time, I would have been making about $800-900 a week.
Yep.
Killing myself 60 hours a week. Mm-hmm. And then doing removalists at night, because I don't come from money at all. My mum and dad divorced about 10 years ago. Come from a broken family, no money at all. Mm-hmm. One mortgage they had their whole life. They spoke about that one mortgage their whole life. I've been married for 2 years. Me and my wife can't count. We've got mortgages, but we don't really count or speak about mortgages like my mum and dad did.
Yeah, it was a big thing to that sort of older generation. Back in the day, maybe
it was, yeah. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, I don't want to be that type of person and talk about one mortgage my whole life or live in the same fucking house for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I took the plunge and I took the job, and it was just, I walked in on my first day, 4 people in the office, 3 of them were Chinese and myself.
Oh, wow. Yep.
The guy goes to me, and a week before that, I was on a jackhammer. So, mate, I don't know Excel, I don't know Word, I don't know anything to do with it, email, nothing, mate. Yep. You're asking the wrong bloke. He goes to me, I want you to do feasibilities on this project that I'm about to buy.
Did you have any experience with that?
I didn't even know what the fuck feasibility meant.
So the feasibility was you had money in your wallet or you didn't.
This guy's worth about, I've travelled the world with him over the last, say, I've been with him now 6 years. I left the business 8 months ago and started my own investment. My investment company, he helped me start it, but I'm no longer working with him anymore. We're just sort of doing our own thing. I learned a lot from him and it was a good time, but peeling it back, I started with him as a PA.
Yep.
He had no foot on any property in Sydney at the time besides that Manly development, which was 3 apartments. He bought it for $3 million. He made about 15.
Wow.
Sold each one for 7 to 5 mil. The GR was about 22 million. Construction was 3 mil. He bought the site for 3 mil. So he made a good wicket on that. And I thought that was big. Then when I found out who he really was, the guy's worth about 20 billion bucks out of Shanghai.
Wow.
So every time he'd come to the office, he'd never see me there. He'd always ask, where's Marco? And mate, I was out hustling at the end of every month.
Yep.
Went back home, thought about it, went back to him and said, I want to start my own business. I'll charge a retainer and I want comms. In the first 12 months, I was fighting for like 330 grand and mate, I blitzed that. I'm not going to mention numbers and shit, but I blitzed the fuck out of that. And that's when Key Investment was born.
Key Investment's your own investment house.
Key Investment's my own investment house. I started making money out of deals. With the money that I made, I started opening companies and investing in people. And now we've got a portfolio of businesses, real estate agencies, Double Bay, Padstow. We've got Castle Hill opening up in the next 2 weeks.
Yep, that's Badgerfox.
Badgerfox.
Yep.
We're opening up in Melbourne. We're opening up in Brisbane. We've got about $1 billion worth of stock signed up to sell in our projects business, and we're selling houses for 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 mil. We're known as a prestigious brand now in the agency.
I seen that like a few weeks ago. You guys leased out a
most
house.
expensive house in Australia, 10 grand a week.
Wow. Where's that? What area?
That was in Point Piper.
Nice.
Yeah. So I ramble on about that story, but it's funny. I want to talk to people that are probably watching this show and they don't know where they want to be in life, or they're sitting at the table with their boss trying to squeeze for that extra $1 per week. But at the end of the day, mate, that's not how you look at things. It's whatever you see when you close your eyes is your faith, and that's what you attract in life. So
that's true.
I had a vision for owning real estate agencies, not being an agent, and I fucking got it by simply asking for it. I asked for it, and then these 2 agents that were top tier Ray White Double Bay agents didn't even know me from a bar of soap. Now they love me because I deliver and I hustle. Yeah. But we own agencies together because I told them, hey man, I want to own an agency. All right, we'll partner up with us.
Yeah.
You got to ask for shit in life
because that has been your style.
Yeah, you're not to ask for shit.
Yeah, you're not. No, you're not. You're not shy. You're not shy to ask for what you need to ask for, and that's something that isn't really easy when you're out there. And I guess I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does your finance involvement and experience come with that? Because a lot of people, so even me in particular, I can't take money off people to invest in what I do. For me, I find it very, very uncomfortable. And I've been in business for 20 odd years.
100%.
You, because your level of experience and involvement in the finance industry, lending, borrowing, developing, because you know the end result. You know you can make it work.
Yeah.
Does that sort of did that give you a bit more experience in asking for what you want, or was that just your nature from day one?
My nature's always been, if I want something, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, good.
And
Good.
I've got an addictive personality. Example, I'm building my house, and then I turn around to my wife and I say, you know what, man, I want to start a home building company and doing this shit. She's like, you're fucked, mate. What are you doing now?
Yeah, yeah.
Next week I come home, I'm like, I've got 6 jobs signed up.
And you're going for
A
it.
couple $100,000 in work. And I've got a little team going. It's just another little business that I've set up, one of my good mates, and he's running it.
Yep.
But essentially, I'm a big believer in seeing things in your mind and believing that you already have it, and then it manifests and it comes to you. It's, you know, everything I have in my life, I've actually thought about it before I had it.
Yeah, you've had.
And
you've
I
had
knew
a
I was
plan.
going to have it. Yeah, not really a plan. It just sort of came to me. I'm
Yeah.
nowhere near where I want to be.
Yeah, I can't imagine you are, because I know you. The goal's always, you keep resetting the goal anyway.
Yeah, look, I'm just happy to just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yep.
Have a few more kids. Hopefully they're all girls, like my first one, and the next one that's going to be a girl.
Is that? So I don't have a girl.
Oh,
Everyone says it's the best thing in the world, though.
it's cracker.
Yeah?
She's the best, bro.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe in a few weeks I might have one. I don't know.
God
don't
willing.
know.
God willing.
Hope so, man. So you start off on the cranes,
Yeah.
back in this manly job, and that's how you come into, you know, you meet this billionaire or whatever he is.
Fortunate to meet him, and
Yep.
that's where he pretty much helped me
So-
get where I am.
So where are you from before that? Where are you from? What area did you grow up in?
I grew up when I was like a wee.
Troublemaker, yeah. When you were a troublemaker, yeah.
I was in Roseland's Kennebear Road,
Yeah.
and then Padstow Heights.
Okay, so you're a Western Sydney. You're a Western Sydney
That's
boy.
why I've opened up a Badgerfox in Padstow, just because and my partners are from Double Bay. They're like, "Where's Padstow?"
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
"I'm opening up in Padstow because
Going back to the roots.
Used to catch the bus in front of that place every day.
Yeah, well, it's good. So you start off there. What school did you go to?
Went to Endeavour Sports in the Shire,
Where's Endeavour Sports? I've never heard of that.
Caringbah for soccer. I was a soccer player.
Oh, you're a soccer player. Yeah. Okay. So you go there, and then how'd you get into concreting? Because that's how you started off on job sites. You were saying
And I had many jobs when I was a kid.
you just kept hustling until you found.
I've done everything:
Yeah.
fast food, retail,
Yep.
removing,
Everything.
labouring, fucking whatever I could get my hands on, I would just do it. But when I fell into construction and stayed in construction and learnt it, that's why I feel now I'm doing a lot of the biggest deals in the finance space. You know, a lot of real estate agents, they talk about and they promote that they just sold a house for $5 or $10 million.
Yep.
Me and my partners at Key, we'll settle a loan for 55 mil or 80 mil. And we don't really need to talk about it because a lot of the marketplace will know about it. It's
Yep.
not something you're going to promote on Instagram or sometimes on LinkedIn we'll put a progress shot of a site that we just settled. But other
Yep.
than that, if I didn't know construction back to front, that's why I always win against another broker, because the other broker is just strictly finance. He can't have a conversation on value engineering a project or talking about how to reinforce the transfer slab or putting a crane in the middle of the site versus on the side of the site. Shit like that gives me the upper edge in finance. That's why finance has been good to me.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, because you have that. If a deal's not stacking, you can actually liaise with, I guess, you know, the preferred builder and the developer and whatever it may be, and try to find a way to make,
100%.
you know, adjustments on site to make the
I
deal
love
stack.
construction, man. Construction's great.
Because now you're like, are you still doing a lot of?
Yeah, we just started a site in Bella Vista, the old shopping centre.
Yeah, I know the site.
So
yeah.
we just demolished the whole shopping centre, and it's going to make way for 12 3-level townhouses
That's nice.
and 36 apartments.
Wow. What's a 3-level townhouse go for out there?
1.3 mil.
That's
All
not
you got
bad.
to
Actually.
all you got to put down is 10% deposit through Badgerfox.
You advertising?
But great investments, man.
No,
they actually are. They're a 3-bedroom townhome overlooking the park, white face brick,
Beautiful.
terrazzo staircases, and mate, it's cocked out.
So you get involved in the design of the actual things as well. So you.
I do get involved in the design to an extent, but
Yep.
mostly I like to just get the funding sorted, get everyone in line, get it up to where the lawyers take over, where it goes legal, and then I just
Back out of it and
On
let
to
the
the
team
next
take
one.
over.
and I'll just drive past and have a look.
Not a bad way to do it. And then what, the Badgerfox boys jump in and start
Badgerfox
marketing.
go in and start. So, marketing is Tier 1 Media, my media agency.
That's right.
So
That's
at Key, even though it's spelled Quay, because we established ourselves in Circular Quay.
Yeah. That's cool.
I started looking at deals intricately because when I was getting a funding deal coming through from a developer, he would be like, Marco, I need 15 to 20 million bucks on this deal, for example. And I'd say, okay, send me your schedule of costs and send me everything that you've paid to date.
Yep.
And then I'd look at it and I'd say, fuck, 250 grand marketing. What the fuck is your marketing? I'd look through his marketing, website, project CV, VR, all this bullshit.
Crazy allowances.
And then I started talking to my partners. I'm like, fuck, man. Turned around to one of my graphic designers. I'm like, hey, man, make this logo for Tier 1 Media.
Yep.
The next day I signed up his next development and we had a media company born.
But that's how it starts.
Of asking.
Yeah, but that's how it starts. You got to ask and you see the opportunity. And I was actually talking to someone about this today, and every opportunity that I've found that has worked for me, and I see a lot of other people go through as well, is the opportunities lie in the cracks.
100%.
You know, so like when for example, you're going through his funding and you see you allow 250 for marketing, you're seeing an opportunity in the crack.
I know a billionaire. He owns Saba, Jag, Sportscraft, Witchery.
Yep.
Very, very, very wealthy Australian family. I go up into the building that he owns across the road from Channel 7 in the city, Martin Place. You know where the terrorist siege was, in the lint factory?
Yeah.
He owns that whole building. I go into his office and he's sort of a mentor to me. We've done deals together with his personal money. He puts money into deals. And he says to me, he's a real Australian figure. He'd be like, Marco, because I ask him, what's a good way of making money? He's like, you always fucking know a guy. And you think about it, someone calls you up and they need shit done.
Yeah.
If you say no, well, you're not making any fucking coin. But if you say, yeah, I know a guy, you can call that guy, you can put a margin on it, you can send that guy, you can make money for fucking sitting down on your ass.
Yeah. You got it's networking in a way.
It's networking to a degree, small, but do that on a bigger scale.
Yep.
And it came to a point where I was finding myself getting into deals that are over 20 mil, 30 mil funding deals.
100%.
As the broker, obviously. And just by power of just getting in there, jumping in the crack and putting myself in that position by asking and telling them I can deliver.
See, and that's the thing. I always come back to this. I don't think, don't get me wrong, I think if a deal goes to a boardroom, I think the deal's already fucked. Yeah. I think the best deals are done around coffee tables. Yeah. You know, like you have the power to walk into this guy's office, have a chat to him.
Well, Bella Vista, I inked Bella Vista at Cucina Espresso in Concord where we last met.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Not in the boardroom.
No, see, I think if you're going into a boardroom, you're going in to be slaughtered. I don't see boardroom meetings go very, very well. I think when they go in there, everyone arms up, and you got to try and find a way through it. But if you can meet someone in a casual way, have a meeting in a casual way, and discuss that, the same way you met, the gentleman on the Manly job back in the day, you met him in a casual way. It's something about that casual measure of meeting someone where everyone just drops their guard and you get to see someone for who they really are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I find if you start a meeting in the boardroom, you got to get back the other way. Every meeting, you sort of take another layer off. But when you just bump into people and you have a meeting over a coffee or a beer or something like that. There's no bullshit.
Yeah.
And I think that this generation in particular has sort of realised that. They're cutting through the bullshit really quickly.
Yeah.
They just don't want to do it, which is a good thing, but obviously things need to get formal at some point in time, and you go into the boardroom to get slaughtered. But that happens. But so you go. So that's interesting, man. Because how old are you?
I'm turning 30.
So you're far out, man. You've done a lot for a 30-year-old. Nah. Man, like you're doing.
I'm the type of person that just likes to do whatever I feel like at the time.
Yeah, so that's a good luxury to have.
It can be bad. It can be good.
Yep.
But I'm starting to focus a lot more on the assets that we've got now. I feel like Badgerfox has the legs to become a top 4 over the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, that's ambitious.
We've been running for 2 years. We've got now 2 offices with a 3rd opening, and I've got locked away 8 confirmed offices across Australia with top performing agents.
So you're hunting the agents.
Well, my role in the business, I'm one of the owners, but my role is head of expansion and the COO. So I bring the agents in.
Yep.
I build the teams. We have a military style about us, which some people like it, some people hate it. But
yep.
at the end of the day, everyone's replaceable, and if you don't fucking hustle,
you're not going to
fuck off.
No,
you know what I mean?
You have to hustle.
If I had to kill myself and have dirt under my fingernails and get home at 9 o'clock at night with my bones rattling to get to where I am today, and this hotshot wants to come in straight out of fucking high school with a suit on, no, mate.
Do you find
you got to work your ass off?
But do you find what do you find the attitudes like out there now? Young people coming in out of school.
I just hired a young pup last week in the new Badgerfox office.
Yep.
And got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's expected though, you know.
It's expected, but I find there's a lot of kids right now that are really hungry. They want to make money, but I think they're fixated on the wrong things. They're fixated, like first time he sits down, he puts a photo of a Rolex on the wall and a photo of a skyline. I haven't seen a skyline in a long time since I was a kid, but fixated on the wrong things, man. It's not about the money. The money will come.
That's true.
Don't think of the money. If you think of money all day long, all you're going to get is a check in the mail saying that you owe E-Tag some money because you fucking were too lazy to tap up your E-Tag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where the kids are. I was there myself, man. My mum used to just slap bills on my desk.
Give you a heart attack.
Because I just never used to top up my E-Tag. Little things lead to the big damages. So, I mean, if you really focus on the small things and fucking push the money away and say, it's not about making money, the money will come. Focus on building yourself and focus on doing what you actually enjoy. I think I enjoy construction, and it's led me to do finance in construction. It's led me to do marketing in construction. It's led me to lift materials in construction. I own businesses within construction, and they all work in effect because I've even got a brand now. It's called Turnkey because we turnkey projects. You come to us, we get you the funding, we build it, we market it, we sell it.
Everything.
We finance it at the end, and then we put it on our rent roll.
Yeah. That's you're keeping it all
it's
in-house.
like McDonald's, mate.
Yeah, well, and that's what people want. People want simplicity.
And mate, like in the movie Ray Kroc, when he stood up on the ladder and he's fucking drawing out how the first Macca's was going to operate, right? Not Ray Kroc, but the old McDonald's fellas.
McDonald's boys.
We did the same thing in our office when we were building the turnkey solution. We're like, okay, this is what we need to do, and we worked on it for months before. The best thing about building businesses is what no one really knows. I think that just start a business and you can start making money. You got to build in the dark for fucking even a year. I like building businesses in the dark. No one knows about it. You're building it all out, and then you launch it and you fucking fly.
Yeah, and that's something that, you know, I'm hoping that through the show we can sort of get that message across to a lot of, you know, like you said, there's a lot of young people out there now, a lot of drive, a lot of hunger, and they sort of don't know where to start. And even if they do, they get misled by a lot of the bullshit they see online. Like you said, the Rolex, the Skyline, the vision board. We had AJ on a few weeks back talking about his first vision board was this, you know, similar thing, stacks of money and all this.
Yeah.
3-4 months later, he's completely reshaped it, and, you know,
don't get me wrong, vision boards are great. I actually made a vision board like 12 years ago, and I found it while me and my wife just moved places now.
Oh, you found it in the move.
And I found it in the move, and I was like taken back because it literally had everything that's on it. So they do work, but it's not really just money. It's not about money.
It can't be about the money. It's got to be about something more than the money.
Yeah.
I find, like you said, people who chase money, you get a check in the mail. That's about it.
Pretty much.
You've got to chase a bigger dream, a vision. I think you have to chase something that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why chasing the money is no good.
No.
Welcome to Savage Ape Studios, where we make apps go #1. Let me take you on a tour.
You know, so I guess like with everything that you're doing now, has the current climate affected what you're doing?
Yeah, of course it has. It's affected everybody.
Yep.
Everybody that's in real estate has been affected some way or another.
So are you seeing less property transact?
Oh, look, at the moment, the reason why I've shifted again and pivoted through this time, and
Yep.
I've actually been busier than ever in other businesses, but no one's borrowing money right now. No, like for the next couple of months, it's going to be like that, which is fine. Like,
Yep.
gives us time to rebuild, pivot, look at what we're good at, what we can do better.
Yep.
It's a time for working on the business, not in the business.
Yeah, that's true. We're doing a lot. We're doing that the same with a lot of our
you guys
businesses.
are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think everyone is. Everyone's sort of doing that, but
Everyone's gotten sharper. Coronavirus was a good thing. It's given time for everyone to fix their shit up.
yeah, it's true, man. Because in the hustle,
I've never
I've
been so dead straight with everything across the board.
Yep.
Finances.
For the first time in a while,
Accounting.
it's organised again.
It's great.
It's organised again. Because you've
got time to see your accounts, and you've got time to see your planners. You've got time to see people, you know.
That's true.
Or talk to people at least. Before you're in the run, mate. You're running around. Like,
It's true because there's two types of business people out there. You're either working on your business or in your business. And a lot of people don't know the difference and they've never heard that expression before. I first came across it with, I won't say his name, but a restaurateur who never walked into his restaurants. He had 5 or 6 of the best performing restaurants in Sydney, and he was famous for never stepping a foot inside the actual premises. He would watch the business from the outside the same way a customer would see and experience the business. So his service was always exceptional. The product was exceptional because he didn't run it from the kitchen outwards. He ran it from, I walk in the door as a customer, what do I want to see? What type of service do I want? So
that's what it's about. Like with my wife runs a very successful beauty business. She's been running for about 13 years now. She does about 1,000 to 1,500 weddings a year.
wow.
And during coronavirus, it's given us time to spend a lot of time together. And obviously we've got a baby plus another one on the way.
Yep.
And we've been talking about the business, and now we're building things out in her business that she never used to offer before, because it's all about an experience to a customer.
So what, new services or?
Services that are this small but make this much of a change. For example, before, clients used to walk in the door and the most they would get was a hi, how you going, and sit down.
Yep.
Now I told my wife, and it's something that I've implemented in her business from experience, getting $80 haircuts, even though it's a shaved head, is as soon as I walk in.
You pay $80 to shave your head.
No. But it's blade and barrel. You got to rep the boys. I don't pay $80. I pay 45. But sometimes I get extra shit.
Were you going to say Botox?
No, extra shit. I get extra shit. Like I'll buy some products.
When you're there, you top up.
I get the beard line
because barbershops aren't barbershops anymore, man. They're full on.
You get the first drink scotch for free, but I always get 3 or 4. And end up spending about $80. But it's the experience. That's true. It's the experience that leads to a memory. And when you got memory of something memorable, memory is memorable, you want to go back. So I just made a slight change on my missus' business when she relaunches. For the client walks in, the staff member gets up, walks straight over, takes the bag, takes the jacket, gives them a seat, gives them a coffee, gives them a coffee table book, then asks how you going.
It's a full service.
It's the smallest things like that lead to, dollars coming in and people feeling like they want to come back.
Yep. So you're improving the relationship.
Exactly.
And I think it's an important part of it. I've always been a big believer in that the relationship is more important.
Is key.
Yeah, it's more important than the product.
Yeah, it is.
I would rather have an inferior product but have a good relationship with the company or who I'm dealing with than have the perfect product and have a nightmare trying to get in touch with someone.
Mate, for 4.5 years, all I did was build relationships, meet the same people every week, build rapport.
Yep.
And once you become very good friends with people that you do business with.
100%. The coffee table scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just got to be yourself.
Because you were saying you were hitting up like, 80 to 100 banks every day?
Managers, risk managers, portfolio managers, asset managers.
Yep.
All the way to the top to risk.
Yep.
And it got to a stage where I was like, just by asking, I was getting into doors that were unimaginable to other people. Like I was getting into doors where I'm sitting at the top of NAB House dealing with the top executives
At NAB.
at NAB, like the top. I'm not talking about bank tellers. I'm talking about the guys that are dropping $500 million on a property deal.
Decision makers.
And they're calling me saying, Marco, what do you think of this property? What do you think of this deal? Can you make this deal stack up?
Yep.
What can you build it for? So, and that's the power of asking. But I was always myself. Someone else would go in and they're stiff.
Yeah.
And they're focused on what? The money.
Yeah.
I'd go in there and I'm not focused on the money. I'm focused on being myself, making them laugh, having a joke, being myself. I'll swear at the fucking table. Who gives a fuck? That's just who I am.
You have to be real. You have to be real.
I'm not gonna change for anyone, whether it's gonna make me money or it's not. I'm just me.
No, you have to be real, man, because look, for me, I can see when I meet with someone if they're there for the money. And if they're there for the money, to be honest with you, I pick up and walk.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people see that. Do you get that?
Yeah, 100%. You can smell it from a mile away.
You can smell it. You can see it in their eyes that they're only there for the money. They couldn't care about you.
One strategy that I've put in place in our commission business.
Yep.
Because a lot of people work for commission, right? I hate commission because it's here today, it's gone tomorrow. I like revenue.
You're in real estate, though.
Yeah, I'm in real estate for the rent rolls.
Okay. You want to build the rent roll.
I want to build the rent roll. That's where the value is.
100%. Yeah.
My agents sell something. I don't see any of that. I see revenue in a rent roll is more attractive to me than selling a house. Yep. But comms are here today, they're gone tomorrow. It doesn't turn me on. Revenue turns me on. Do you know what I mean?
That same thing every month.
Yeah.
That's what it comes through every month.
Sticky money.
Yeah, because I guess on a commission basis, you're only as good as your last month.
Exactly.
You know, there's no value being built. That's why if you're a commission only agent or whatever it is, man, if you have 2 or 3 really bad months, you can find yourself you're fucked. Yeah.
Eating soy crisps.
I know. I come from a real estate background as well, and look, man,
it's a tough game, mate. You got to hustle. That's pure hustle.
It is. It's true. And I'll tell you what. Out of all the agents I've dealt with over the years, I've got one agent, and I'm an agent myself, and I don't manage my own properties.
Yeah.
I've got one agent where this guy is there for the relationship.
Yeah.
He will call me every day. And the funniest thing about this guy is I'll give him a shout out. His name's Andrew Margo. He's not normal.
Oh, I think I've heard of him.
Marco, this guy's not normal. He's crazy. If I call this guy today, he will say, good morning. The date is the 23rd of whatever. The weather is sunny and 28 degrees. Sorry, I can't take your call. I'll call you back in no less than 5 minutes. That's on his voicemail. And he updates that every single day. And this guy is purely there. Don't get me wrong. We're all in business to benefit ourselves and make money.
Yeah.
But this guy is about the relationship. He will call me up when he knows it's my birthday. He will everything. This guy's not normal. So, and this is why for me, his fees aren't, they're probably not the cheapest out there on the market, but I've looked past the fees and I'm just going, this guy's there for the relationship. And I think that's where, like you said, you've got to build a relationship, because if anyone sees that you're there for the money, they'll just can you or move on to the next guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think, like even with you, for this guy that you met back in Manly, he had to see that there was more in you than just a kid who wants to make money.
Yeah,
he's seen drive, ambition.
100%. I was the only one working on site when he used to rock up. And I used to be myself around him, obviously.
Yeah, you have to be real. So So if I was a young guy listening in today, what's the key message I should be taking from this?
I think,
besides wearing a Louis Vuitton scarf, what's the key message I should be taking?
I only wore this because I was fucking freezing, and I was like,
it is cold, man.
I felt it in the back seat of my car.
It is cold.
It's cold outside. It's warm in here. I don't know, man. Look, you got to have a lot of dog in you. That's what, you just got to be able to take rejection. You know how many times?
100%.
For example, in the Padstow, Revesby areas and surroundings, that's where I grew up. One stage in my life, I said to myself, fuck, all right, maybe I want to be a real estate agent. So I went and knocked on McGrath's door, McGrath Revesby. No, sorry, not for you. It's very hard to go and get a job as a real estate agent. If anyone's trying to get a job as a real estate agent.
Why is that though?
it's quite hard to get a job as a real estate agent. I just don't know why. But agents, they take you at first value. If you got the part, you got the part. It's up to you. But it's very hard to get in the door.
Okay.
And then I went to LJ Hooker, and I remember the guy looked at me and said, "Mate, good luck being a real estate agent."
Good luck.
Good luck being a real estate agent. And then I've always been that type of person, like, fuck you, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, that's...
So then I turned around and I said, all right, you know what? I'm not going to be a real estate agent, but I'm going to own agencies. 10 years later, not next week or the week after, I'm talking 10 fucking years. And I had to do a lot of shit in 10 years. Yeah. You know what I did 10 years later? I took that guy that told me I'm not going to be an agent. I took his best agent and I opened up fucking next door to him. And now I'm going to romp his business. Yeah. But it took 10 years to get there. So everyone wants it today. Everyone wants it tomorrow. Everyone wanted it yesterday. It doesn't happen that way. You just got to have a lot of dog in you. You got to have faith, belief, God in your life. You gotta, and you just got to stick it out, and you got to keep doing whatever it takes every day.
Yep.
Starting a business isn't easy.
Nah.
It's fucking hard.
It's not. It's exciting.
Stressful.
It's exciting.
I like it. I don't mind it, but it's, it's all I think about besides my family and my kids. It's all you think about. And whatever you think about, you become, right?
100%.
So
100%.
Message, I don't know. I'm not really one to give advice, but if I could give any advice, I'd be like, stay true to yourself. Whatever you see in your mind, you can achieve it if you keep thinking about it every day. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then forget about it on Thursday, Friday. No. You got to think about it every day. Like, I wanted to be the guy standing at the top of the building looking down in the basement watching the guy screed.
Yep.
When I was the guy screeding. Now I'm that guy. That's what I wanted to do. It's if I never was in that experience looking up at someone fucking looking at me, maybe I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, it's true.
That's just what I wanted to do because at the time, that's what I wanted. That's the type of person I am. So whatever you want in your life right now, think about it every day.
And just go for it.
And just
go for it.
It'll come to you. You don't even really need to go for it. You just got to think about it and work towards it. Yeah, you got to go for it.
Yeah, no, but I think you're right. If you keep thinking about it, just opportunities come
to you.
Yeah.
People start...
There you go, fucking deja vu.
But it just starts attracting. You start attracting things.
It's true, I find. You know what, you're right. I haven't thought about that in a while, but when I visualize something, I start having all these signs pop up everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
They just come up.
Want to buy a Range Rover Vogue now. Everywhere I fucking look, there's a Range Rover Vogue. Not a Sport, a Vogue. Big body. Everywhere I look. So...
It's like your mindset just changes to look for something different because you just...
Well, that's the law of attraction. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction.
Who did I have on last week? AJ was talking about that, law of attraction.
Everything I have in my life, I put towards that. And obviously God, because it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, no, it is.
Law of attraction is a bit of like glitz and glamour on top of it, but when you peel it back, all that shit's in the Bible.
100%.
Ask, you receive. You see what you see in your mind. Faith is the evidence of things that aren't seen, but what you see in your mind. So I know I can see what's going to happen in the next 6 months in my life. No one else can. If I speak about it out loud, everyone's thinking I'm fucked.
You're crazy, yeah.
But I know I'm going to see that and I'm going to make that happen. Then when I make it happen, everyone's like, oh, okay, whatever. It happens.
It's true.
But if I say it out loud, no one can see it because there's no evidence of seeing it, but I already see it in my mind. I don't know, I'm a bit tapped like that.
No, it's true. Look, it's true, man. That's what I love about the hustle, man. And everyone's just got a different story, a different journey. Yeah. And everyone, man, I'll tell you what, it's funny because everyone's journeys are completely different, but when you bring it back down to, the rails that it sits on, everyone's hustle is exactly the same.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not easy, it's struggle, but you focus, you go hard, believe in yourself, and when you get knocked down, just pick yourself back up and keep going, man, because, and that's what I was saying to you, everyone's hustle is completely different, but exactly the same in such a weird way. But, but, man, I'm going to jump into something with you.
Yeah, talk to me.
We've got these 5 questions, Marco. We raise them every episode.
All
right. I ask Key the same questions. I'm going to ask you. How much money do you have in your bank account?
Oh, mate.
No, we're not going to do that, no. Key's good, man. I think he's good. I haven't seen him since the show, but I think he's good.
How are you, Tom? Big fella.
He's the man.
Get some lemon squeeze on this shit.
He's the lemon man. Mark, I want to ask you something because this one touches a nerve with some people. Everyone's got a few, and this one is I like this one. Who's your most important mentor? Everyone's got a mentor who really put them on the journey that they're on now. Who's that one person who, to you when you think about it, has been the most influential to you?
Probably my wife, man.
Yeah?
Because when I met my wife,
You must be in trouble.
Nah, look, man. When I first met my wife was a lot more successful than me.
Yep.
I met my wife probably 6 months prior to that next transition in my life from going from a working class man on $900 a week to
Leveling
working
up.
for a billionaire Chinese man. Prior to that, I was like dating chicks as you do, and
Yeah, it's
on minimum wage, and they'd always have their hand out, pay for dinner, pay for movie, and then
Macca's.
scrubbing for the coins, and they're like, okay, can you pay for that bottle of water too? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no.
I met my wife. My wife was paying $10-20 for me to catch the train to work because my family had broken down, and she believed in me. She backed me.
How long have you been with her?
I've been with my wife now 4.5 years. We've been married for 3.
So your hustle has really been a big 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
like this is everything we're talking about is in the last.
Badgerfox is 2 years old.
Wow.
It's becoming one of the most recognised brands in the industry. Tier 1 Media is 18 months old. Key Investment is 5 years old.
So this is, and you're just 30. You just turned 30.
30, yeah.
So,
But my wife, rock solid. She's put God in my life. She's helped my vision. She talks with me about ideas. She's rock solid, man. I mean, that's who I live with every day. We talk about our business. We talk about our businesses together. We talk
100%.
about what property we were looking at buying next. We're very focused together, and we've got kids to raise too. And my wife is an amazing mother. So,
you need that in any relationship.
yeah, I mean, mentors, man. I've got a few billionaires that I deal with.
But it doesn't have to be about.
They're literally billionaires, and we talk and sit on their boat. And some of them are billionaires, and I'm not talking. You think I'm on a Riviera or something? I'm talking on a fishing boat, just kicking back, having a cigar and a fish. But they're mentors. But my biggest mentor for me is my wife.
I like that, man. I haven't heard that yet, man. I really, really like that. Because it's something that touches to everyone, I guess, in a way. Like you don't it's not about the money.
Nah, mate.
You know what I mean? It's somewhere like when you
You
say,
know what? If I lost everything I have today, we're sweet, mate, because I can do it all over again.
yeah, man, love that. I love that. So
It's not about the money, man. It's about having as many kids as you can. Maybe that's the Lebanese coming out.
Oh, but you're Italian, bro. You're not too far off.
Yeah, but the Italians, mate, they all want to fight each other. They all want to fight. Oh, every Italian I know, their whole family's fighting each other. The Lebs, mate, they stick together.
I think that's just how you guys talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that, man. That was good. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. Who's the greatest influencer on your hustle? Your style of hustle?
Someone I look up to?
No, like just your style, like that cut, like not, I wouldn't say cutthroat, that's not the right word to use. That just, that mentality of you just getting in there, doing the, 80 to 100 calls a day. Like, where do you get that from? I know
I'm very rough on the edges in the space I play in because I come from construction, like in construction, so not in an office.
So you're still a bit of a tradie in a suit.
Yeah, 100% I am.
Yeah.
Like, I am.
And that's an advantage.
Everyone, my partners at Badgerfox, they called me the other day. They're like, Marco, like, can you try and tone it down a bit? Because people are scared of you in the business. People that are employed. I'm not here to fight anyone, but I've got a military approach to me. If you're working in my business, I want you to be fucking working. I don't want you to be sitting there on Instagram having a smoke in the fucking car park.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always voice my opinion.
But I guess, like, even on that, man, there's a lot of people, even through this, who are out of work. If you've got a job right now, and
if you want to get in sales and you want to look, real estate agents right now, I need a lot of them because I got a lot of premises that I want to open up.
Are you advertising again?
Yeah, we're trying to hire. No.
See, that's every hustler who's sat on this table has got something that they try and plug, which is good. I encourage it. I like it. That's what the show's about.
Mate, if you want to get into real estate, give me a call.
Give me a call. There you go. Marco, what's your most memorable hustle mistake? There's got to be one fuck up.
The first ever. So when I wanted to get into finance, in the finance space that I play in, It's not like doing a home loan.
Yeah, you're in a whole different space. You're doing.
I remember a Chinese developer called, messaged me on LinkedIn with their number. They said, call me. So I called them.
Yep.
They said, can you come to our office at 11 o'clock in Hurstville? So I rocked up,
Mm-hmm.
and they're thinking they're going to meet some 50-year-old bloke that's just bought some building for 42 mil. I rock up,
Yep.
and we're having a meeting, and they give me the opportunity to get them $50 million to develop a tower. I had never done it before, and it's probably the best thing that happened to me because I failed so miserably.
Oh wow.
Because I had terms signed, managed to get terms signed within like 24 hours. I had an offer, everything was there. They asked me one question: is it a bank or a private? And I sat there across the table and I just didn't know what to say, so I said it's a bank. It's a fucking bank.
They didn't want to deal with the bank.
They didn't want to deal with a bank. They want to deal with a private.
Yep.
I go, it's a bank.
Back to the relationship. They want that personal relationship with a private.
And because I murmured bank, I didn't lie. I just didn't know what to say, so I just thought they wanted to hear bank. I had an offer from a private.
Yep.
And because I said that I've got a bank,
Yep.
they were expecting now for me to come back to the table with a bank, and I came back to the table with a private.
Yep.
And they pretty much tore up the term sheet in front of my face,
Oh wow.
told me to go, didn't get the deal,
And that was
failed miserably,
Yep.
could have made like 500 grand, but I didn't. But it was the best thing because then I got so focused on saying to myself, okay, I fucked up. Now how am I going to do this? Back then I didn't even know what LVR meant. I was sitting across the table and they're talking to me LVR, structured debt.
Yep.
What about pref equity? Should we slice a bit of mezzanine funding in? What I'm saying doesn't probably relate to anyone that's fucking watching this right now, but
some
it was
people
all
doesn't, yeah.
it was all like Spanish to me. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Yep.
But then now I could be a COO for any finance company. I know it back to front because I just studied the fuck out of it. And I failed in high school. I didn't even make year 10.
Well, I guess that's a good thing now. There's a lot of information out there that you can get your hands on if you wanted to. You wanted to look stuff up.
I just hung around with the right people and just sat in meetings and listened.
That's what people don't
For
do.
3 years, I sat in meetings with big investors and big developers, and I didn't say a word. I just listened.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, I was the one doing all the talking, and they were listening. So you got to take your time.
I think
Timing is everything.
I think that's important. Sometimes, we always say, how good would it be to be, just a fly in that room, just to hear what people are saying, and it's good. You've seen that, you took that as your opportunity, and even though you lost that deal, I'm sure you've done bigger ones since.
No, but yeah, failing is always a good thing.
Yep, it is. You learn from it.
Yeah,
you learn from it. Who would you take your hustle hats off to? Who's someone out there that you're seeing now hustling really well that's really impressing what you're doing? There's got to be someone out there, I think. Like for me, I every day, like, that guy we were talking about at the start, his hustle's crazy at the moment. But is there someone out there you're seeing in real estate, finance is just really flying?
Oh, man, I know so many people that are sort of flying right now, so it's hard to pick one, but...
Is there an agent out there that you're working with, who's working with you in Badgerfox, who's really just blowing up?
Yeah, all the boys are doing quite well. I mean, my partners in Badgerfox, they're selling $30 million, $40 million cribs. They're doing pretty well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're selling big cribs. So, probably, the boys.
The Badgerfox crew.
Yeah, the boys at Badgerfox are seriously blowing up.
It's good. Look, like I said, that house they leased out,
that was on the market for about 8 months. No one could move it. Now we've leased it and we've got the sale to sell it.
Nice.
And we're about to drop another one in Vaucluse for like 40 mil.
Unreal, man. Unreal stuff. You guys should keep an eye on what they're doing. Badgerfox is really blowing up with that. If you go back 10 years, what would you tell yourself about your hustle? Is there something that you change or some advice that you wish you could give yourself 10 years ago based on what you know now?
No, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how everything's going.
That's a typical hustler method.
I'm pretty happy with how everything's going. If anything, I mean, maybe we could text James to come out of his meeting and top up the scotch because that was good fucking scotch.
Yeah, we'll do that after the show. But Marco, man, loved having you on. I love your story, man.
Yeah, sorry if I rambled a bit, man. But
no, bro. Look, man, the
information
asked me
about a story.
The information that you're giving out. There's kids out there now, who are out there hustling, And they all, like a lot of people want to get into property and finance, and it's a big part of everyone's hustle now. You know, you don't really build true wealth unless it's in property.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a bank, they don't care what car you own.
No.
They don't care how much cash you got under your bed. They want to see what assets you own. And you